find out with some improvisation and witty banter. You'll have no doubt that, yes, there really is an answer. Kalamazoo.
Good evening, Kalamazoo, and welcome to Yes, There Really Is an Answer, the show that is part game show, part improv theater, part talk show, but all Kalamazoo. I'm Bannon Backus with Crawl Space Theater and Crawl Space Eviction, and I'll be hosting the show tonight. Really quick, we continue to wish everyone the best as all of us do our best to make our way through 2020. And as always, a special thank you to all of those essential workers out there. Obviously, 2020 has been a struggle, and I don't know about you, but one thing that I have looked to keep me going is coffee. I love a good cup of joe. So I started to wonder what some other people have said about this fantastic beverage. So I took the liberty of looking up a couple of quotes that I'm going to share with you really quickly that I thought were some excellent quotes about this fantastic thing that is coffee. The first is for any of you music lovers out there, from Johann Sebastian Bach, who said, "Without my morning coffee, I'm just like a dried up piece of roast goat," which I had never thought of before, but I absolutely do feel like a dried up piece of roast goat before I had my morning coffee. So that was a little surprising to find by none other than Bach. And here's one for all of you who might be on Tinder. You can use this one. It's from Jack Vanek. She says, "I like my coffee like I like myself. Strong, sweet, and too hot for you." And to round things out, of course, we're going to go to Clark Gable, a famous movie star, who said, "I never laugh until I've had my coffee." So I hope that you've all had your coffee, because right now we are going to introduce our contestants, who are some very, very funny people. Let's bring them up here. There they are. Hi, contestants.
Hi. Hi.
So good to see you. In the top right, we have Tanya Rowland from Family Secret. And in the bottom right, we have Tara Seitzma from Crawl Space Eviction. That is right. Tonight is a head-to-head competition, and I am very excited for it. So yeah, I just want to quickly check in with the two of you, see how you've been doing since the last time you've been on the show. And per usual, I have a question that I'd like to ask both of you. So Tanya, since the last time you were on, how have you been? Anything exciting going on?
I've been good. I forgot to say last time that I got engaged. And so
that's right. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yay.
So in between all my Animal Crossing and working occasionally, I've been trying to maybe plan a wedding that may or may not happen in October, but we'll see.
So was your schedule kind of, your guys' schedule kind of tentative enough, or did COVID like really throw a wrench in things? Or
we planned for October to start with.
Okay.
And then all this happened, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Just see what happens.
It's a good attitude to have. Nice and stress-free. I like it. But yeah, congratulations again.
Thank you.
That's so awesome. So I'll ask you the question first, Tanya. So it's summertime, and when I think of summer, I think of the water, the beaches, the lakes. So my question to you is, if you could be any aquatic animal, what aquatic animal would you be, and why?
Okay. Well, if my human brain is in this animal.
Mm-hmm. Yep, let's say it is.
Okay, I want to say I'd be something predatory, because I don't want to live in fear,
Right.
That'll stress me out. But I think like if I were a shark, it would bum me out to like eat otters and stuff, or whatever sharks eat.
Right.
So I think, what is it? The blue whale's the biggest whale. So like they just eat and get full from all the krill or whatever they eat without really realizing it. So I get to be ignorant. And then people from all over like come to marvel at you,
Yeah.
So I feel like it's pretty prestigious if I were to pick an animal. So yeah, blue whale.
I think that makes sense. And would you allow your friends to like come up to you and say, Hey, Kriller, how's it going?
Yes. And they could ride me too. That's fine.
Nice. I love it. It's a very well thought out, fantastic answer, which is exactly
Thank
what I
you.
would expect from Tanya.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. And again, another returning contestant, Tara. How have you been, Tara?
I've been awesome. Just awesome.
I know the last time you were on here, we were going off on a tangent about the birds that we enjoy in our
Yes.
backyard. Do you have any more,
Yes.
any new bird stories?
Wow, do I? Yeah. There was one day, Bannon, we have this little tucked away garden off the side of the house that we call the secret garden. No joke.
Okay.
This is something that we say, Dan and
Okay.
I. There was a mother wood duck with 7 baby wood ducks in that garden.
Wow.
Which is a really big deal because wood ducks live by rivers, mostly like lakes and rivers, and they nest in trees. And we live right in the middle of a neighborhood. So it was cool.
That's cool.
Do you have any idea, like, what might have?
Why we were chosen?
Yes.
Well, I have a sign out, so maybe she saw the sign. I don't know if she saw it because she doesn't speak English. But for a day, we had a family of wood ducks in our little secret garden, and they were so cute, like days old.
That's awesome. Are they loud, rambunctious, or do they just kind of?
There were lots of peeping noises for most of the afternoon, and we could literally be inside, like looking out the window at them. Lots of peeping, lots of corralling.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
And that's perfect that you were chosen because you love birds so much. That's awesome.
We were, yes.
Well, Tara, I don't know if you're going to choose wood duck as your answer, but if you could be any aquatic animal, what aquatic animal would you be and why?
I am absolutely going to go sea otter on this one. So it's interesting that Tanya brought up sea otter. I think they look so happy. The way that they just lay on their back and swim and only for those reasons, happiness, comfort. They look cozy.
Right. No, that makes perfect sense.
Good.
They do look like they're always like living the life.
They do. And they catch a meal, they don't, they're still happy.
I love it. An awesome answer from Tara. Great. Well, I'm so excited to have both of you on. So really quickly, we'll explain the game for those who might be tuning in for the first time. The way that we play this game called Yes, There Really Is an Answer is each contestant is going to take turns answering questions about good old Kalamazoo. And there's going to be 6 questions total, each one worth 100 points. And you know this, but all the same, I'm glad that both of you are sitting down because I do have to bring up that the last final question that both of you will be answering is worth 300 points, 300 big ones. So be on the lookout for that one. And after the final question, we're going to see who the winner is. And that contestant with the lowest score is going to serenade us with a verse from that timeless song, I've Got a Gal in Kalamazoo, in a cappella style. So I cannot wait to see that. Now, of course, our contestants have improv backgrounds. So not only are they going to have to try to correctly answer each question, each of them are also going to have to answer these questions as a character, which I'm going to allow each contestant to choose right now. Starting with Tanya. Tanya, here are your 3 choices. Okay. First up, a hard-boiled private detective.
Okay.
Or someone living in a bomb shelter. Or someone desperately looking for affirmation. Any of those?
I don't know. These are okay. I love doomsday preppers. So like living in a bomb shelter would be my dream character until you said someone needs affirmation. You know what? I'm going to go with bomb shelter.
Okay, awesome. So Tanya's character is living in a bomb shelter.
I love it.
And what is the name of your character, Tanya?
Penny Buttonhook.
Penny Buttonhook.
Yep.
Love it. Okay, Tanya's character is going to be Penny Buttonhook, who is living in a bomb shelter. Awesome. All right. Next up, Tara. Here are your
Yes.
3 choices. Tara, you could be a New York City cab driver, the writer of a best-selling self-help book,
Oh man.
or an enchanted wood elf. Any of those sound intriguing?
I think I'm going to have to go bestseller, best self-help book.
Okay, awesome. So the writer of a best-selling self-help book.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And what is your character's name, Tara?
Susan Brockman.
Susan Brockman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. So Susan Brockman, and she is the writer of a very famous best-selling self-help book. Awesome. Now, and as part of our program, you, the viewer, are going to have an opportunity to ask any one of these characters any question that you'd like. So after each contestant has answered 2 questions, we'll be taking a short break for a Q&A. And Dan Seitzma, who is working behind the scenes, will post any questions that you have. So start commenting with those questions ASAP. And Dan might pick your question to throw up here and have one of these awesome characters answer. So without further ado, I'll ask both of you to get into character. And we are going to start playing Yes, There Really Is an Answer. So welcome to Yes, There Really Is an Answer. Our first guest who I'm going to turn to for our first question is Penny Buttonhook. Penny Buttonhook. Hi, Penny.
Hello, it's so good to see people.
Oh, I assume that maybe you've been kind of self-quarantining during the pandemic, haven't gotten a lot of friends over.
You could say that, yes.
Okay.
I choose to live a very sheltered life in a place I'd rather not disclose.
Oh, okay. Well, a lot of us have been sheltering in place, and I can totally understand in this day and age not wanting to divulge your address. So, yeah, you're in good company, Penny, in very good company.
Thank you.
Well, thank you again for joining us. And our own Dana White is going to pull up the first question for you, Penny.
Okay.
And that question is, in 1891, what eventually became the Kalamazoo C blank 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 tea company moved to Kalamazoo? Fill in the blanks to correctly complete the word. And Penny, yes, there really is an answer.
Well, I'm afraid my internet exposure is quite limited. I don't like people that give me cookies. I don't want cookies in my home. So I will venture a guess of the Kalamazoo Comet Company, because a comet probably is coming to get Kalamazoo very soon.
Oh, okay. I'm not exactly an odds maker, but good to know your take on that. Unfortunately, it is the wrong take, Penny. It is the wrong take. It wasn't a comet,
no.
it was a corset. It was a corset. That's okay, Penny.
I have no use for a corset. It's just me that looks at me. But okay, thank you.
Oh man, the pandemic has really been hitting you hard. I'm sorry to hear that, Penny.
I'm fine.
Oh, okay. I like your resilience.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Penny has gotten us started off. She's on the board with 0 points. And next up, we are going to turn to someone who I'm not afraid to say that I hold in very high regard. We have the best-selling author, Susan Brockman. Welcome to Yes, There Really Is an Answer, Susan.
Bannon, thank you so much for having me on the show. I am so excited to be there. And do you mind if I just say something to Penny for a second?
I think that would be very appropriate, Susan. Thank you.
First of all, Penny, hello. My name is Susan.
Oh, I know who you are.
Wow, you're in a safe place. I can imagine you're in a safe place.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
looking around and I see you're sheltering. And can you just give me in a couple words, like maybe just a couple emotions that you're feeling right now? First of all, second of all, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I feel terrified,
Oh,
scared, and
good.
frightened. Probably
Good.
those three different things. Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. I just wrote a book that's called Terrified, Scared, and Frightened. I'm not joking. I'm not. I just wrote it, and it's for you, Penny. This book has been written for you, and also for a lot of other people that I hope buy it on Amazon.
Thank you.
So what I'm going to do is by the end of this, I'm going to get your address, if it's possible, and I'm going to send you my book because I think it'll really help.
I have a P.O. box that I will give you.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes,
that's very sweet.
Wow.
Okay.
Susan, thank you
You're
so
beautiful.
much. Yes, absolutely. You are beautiful, and the world needs you.
It's the business of emotions, Bannon. It really is.
It is, and business is good.
Mm-hmm.
Business is good. Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you.
Well, we have question 2 for you here, Susan, that Dana White is going to be pulling up.
Okay.
And here it is. Your question, Susan. A member of the Kalamazoo-based improv troupe, Family Secret, is the nephew of the man who wrote the Western Michigan University fight song. Name the improviser. Are you a big improv fan, Susan?
You know what, Bannon? I am. I feel like there's a lot of connection between improv and our world. I really do. There's a lot of positivity there.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I do follow the world of improv very closely. And I do know the Family Secret team. It's a fabulous, fabulous team.
It's a great troupe.
I like to go watch their shows and have a couple cocktails. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guess. And I'm going to say Judd Gilbert.
That is absolutely correct for 100
Are you serious?
points.
This is doing amazing things for my emotions right now. If I were to share what emotions I'm feeling, it would be proud and gratitude.
Proud and gratitude, and it's totally deserved. Yes, the answer is Judd Gilbert. His uncle Walter Gilbert wrote the song in the early 1960s.
Incredible.
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 Incredible. Nicely done, Susan. Awesome. And you are on the board first with 100 points. Right now, we are going to kick it right back to Penny Buttonhook with question number 3.
Yes.
And here it is. Dana White's got it right up there for us. It's definitely a history question, Penny. For the 1932 presidential election, who won Kalamazoo County? Franklin Delano Roosevelt or President Herbert Hoover? And a special thanks to Ryan King for submitting this question. Thank you, Ryan. He always has great questions. What do you think about that, Penny?
Well, I personally believe the U.S. presidents all belong to the Illuminati, which is leading us down a very dark path where other countries are going to bomb us, and I don't approve of their methods. So I don't prescribe to any history per se, but I would have to say maybe Mr. Hoover, because it's the more fun name to say, perhaps.
Okay. And I won't comment on your reasoning, but I will say that answer is absolutely correct, Penny. That's good for 100 points. It was President Herbert Hoover. But as a little extra tidbit, FDR did win Michigan that year. Nicely done, Penny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bannon, do you mind if I just ask a quick question?
I was actually hoping that you would. Thank you, Susan.
Good. Sometimes people love it. Sometimes people don't. Sometimes they're right in the middle, regardless.
I love it.
Penny, I just have a question for you. Since commenting on that answer, have your emotions changed either way? Have they taken a turn? If you were in a maze and you were going straight, did your emotions just go left or did they go right?
Oh, they definitely took a turn, and that turn has taken a hard right into anger.
Oh.
Because I don't like thinking about the Illuminati and the presidents and the things threatening my bunker here.
Okay.
in an undisclosed place.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Because I just came out with a book that's called Take a Turn Away from Anger that I think might really be a good one for you right now. I was watching your eyes as you answered that last question, and I think this one's really going to hone in on what it is that you need.
Susan, thank you. Occasionally I turn on my old tube TV and I only get one channel, and it makes me so mad to think about all the people sharing their information on the internet for anyone to see and to find out.
It's good to hear that you have a TV down there for some sort of connection. Connection is really important right now, Penny.
I'm seeing that now, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. Thank you, Bannon, for that time.
Oh, absolutely. And I have to say that I have already ordered and read Take a Turn from Anger.
Is that what you were doing while I was explaining it?
No. I've already read it 3 times, and I must say I really enjoy how you equate everything with driving an emotional car. And for me, this was a great example of signaling your need to signal or show your emotions.
Yeah.
And it was great to see the master at work. So thank you, Susan. So
Absolutely.
So,
I have an emotional car, so it's interesting to hear you say that. Could be a problem with the brake shaft.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Chapter 12. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Got to know when to stop. All right. Well, thank you so much, Susan. And question 4 is for you. Dana White's got it pulled up. Here's your question. Speaking of travel, speaking of cars,
Sure.
if you were to take the most efficient routes and obey the posted speed limits, how far away from Kalamazoo to the nearest hour is Hell, Michigan? Have you been to Hell, Susan?
Oh, Bannon, yes. I
Yeah.
lived another life before I started writing self-help books.
Really?
A completely different, dismal, dark, dangerous, dastardly life. So
Oh.
yes, I have been to Hell, Michigan.
Okay.
Since taking a turn from anger, however, I have decided to follow routes, efficient routes, and follow speed limits.
Yep.
So
Yeah, if you don't follow the speed limit, you're going to run over someone else emotionally.
Yeah, I know. That's also happened to a couple of my cousins.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, to answer the question, 100 on the nose, 100 miles.
Oh, okay. And actually, we are looking for an hour. We're looking to the nearest hour.
The nearest hour.
But I understand why you said that, because when you talk about emotions, you talk about the mileage that emotions can put on your emotional car. So I totally see why you said that.
Doing a little bit of quick math in my head, which I'm doing now. I don't know if you can tell. If you can tell, it says something about you as a host and a person.
Okay.
So configuring into math, I'm going to say 4 hours on the nose.
4 hours on the nose. And you would have been absolutely correct if you had taken that answer and cut it in half. The correct answer is 2 hours, but a great guess, Susan.
Okay.
A great guess.
All right, I'm going to choose to stay up here. I'm up here.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice. All right. Now, before we break for our Q&A, so if you have a question that you'd like to ask one of our contestants, be sure to get that in right away. We have Penny Buttonhook with 100 points and Susan Brockman also with 100 points. So before we break for the Q&A, everything is nice and tied up, but not emotionally. All right, so we'll have Dana White pull up a question for a contestant right now. And it looks like the first one comes from Kathy Schneck. And her question is, what are the lyrics to Penny's bomb shelter fight song?
Well, I'm afraid to share this with the public, but you know, I work so hard on these songs that it's just they demand to be shared, you know.
Absolutely. You create art to share art, right?
Yes, yes. Okay, I'll sing it for you now.
Oh, wow. Great.
Okay.
Thank you, Penny.
Don't let the government steal your things. Don't let the government take your guns. The government will kill your family. The government will leave you penniless. Thank you.
That was a song. Such a song. Susan,
Do you mind if I respond?
I would love it if you responded.
Penny, first of all, the things that you do with your voice and your body when you are singing are so courageous and full of so much bravery. I can also tell that you're in a twisty chair, which I think is a good choice for you in your emotional state right now. Those lyrics were so incredible, Penny. I'm speaking right to you right now that I can tell you're working on this.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice.
It's so great, Susan, that you mentioned the voice and the body, because as she was singing that, I couldn't notice anything but her voice and body.
Yeah, I agree.
Very insightful.
Yep.
All right. So it looks like our next question is from Sarah Marie. It's for Susan. Susan, in US dollars, how much is the emotion joy worth?
That's
interesting question.
Really good question, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to go with $100 on the nose is what joy is worth.
Interesting.
Most things in my answers are either 100 or they're 4. So $4 is not enough. Joy is worth way more than $4. Absolutely. And so I'm going to go with 100. Joy is worth $100. And Penny, if those are real tears right now, just remember this, that you're taking a turn away from anger, okay? Sometimes there's a transition where you're actually rearing the corner. You're rounding the corner. And if you bump into some of the walls of the maze, that's going to bring out some emotion. And I think that's what you're feeling right now.
I needed to hear that. Thank you. Yes.
And Susan, if I might, Penny.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Here's $100 for you.
That is beautiful.
Thank you. I can buy so many canned goods with this. Thank you.
Well, just be sure to save enough for joy. All right, a great question from Sarah Marie, and looks like that might be the last one. Okay. Which is perfectly fine. It'll give us an opportunity to get back to the game. But before we do that, I will quickly say to please support Carl Space Theater Productions by purchasing e-gift cards on our website. They're a great way to get ready for our live shows and upcoming classes. And always following Carl Space Theater Productions on Facebook is a great way to stay up to date on things like that. And now, without further ado, we will get back to the game. And we're going to get back to the game with question 5. And it is for you, Penny. And there is question 5. Here it is. Mint distillation and processing happens in Kalamazoo at A.M. Todd. How old was Albert M. Todd when he founded this company? And a shout out to Carl Smith for submitting yet another great question. Thanks, Carl. Do you like mint? Penny?
Yes, I often use many mint essential oils in my elixirs for my home medicine.
Okay.
For headaches and burns and such. So I'm a mint enthusiast, if you will.
All right. And then there's a good chance that A.M. Todd might have been involved in that right here in Kalamazoo.
I don't know this A.M. Todd, but I believe.
Okay. All right.
I believe in A.M. Todd.
Okay.
And I believe A.M. Todd was 26 years old.
26. Oh, man. I couldn't give you the math to tell you how you would need to divide that to get the right answer, but it is not the right answer. The correct answer was 19. Okay. He was 19 years old when he started that company. What were you doing when you were 19, Penny?
Well, I was a child bride.
Oh.
And had been married 5 years by that point, but I got out of that. I'm good now. Everything's good.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yes, and at 16, I learned all about how evil the government was, and I began working on my shelter. I didn't want contractors because I don't want people knowing where I live. So I worked on my shelter, and I was about a year out at 19 from living full time in it.
Okay, Susan, take it away from there.
Could you just tell that I wanted to?
I can tell that you're
I'm on
revving
the
your emotional
edge.
engine. Yes.
I'm on the edge of my own swivel chair at this moment. First of all, Penny, I am so incredibly proud of your bravery.
Thank you.
For getting out of a situation like that, for knowing what it was that you needed. That is huge. I didn't have that until at least a year after the exact moment that you were talking about for myself.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah. So wonderful job on your bravery, Penny. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Leaps and bounds. And continue down that elixir hallway. Please continue down that avenue. I think that will be a good one for you.
Will that avenue lead me to leave my bunker?
Penny, if that is what you suggest, then that is what you suggest. Do you see what I'm saying when I say that?
We're going to have to talk later because I had planned on maybe venturing out. And then I heard on the tube TV about the COVID-19. And that was just a sign. That was a sign not to leave.
And that is real right now, Penny. So this time it's all on you. It is all on you and your emotional clock.
I will wait.
Okay.
Fantastic, Susan. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, our last question for our first round is for you, Susan, and it is a visual question. The following heavily distorted picture shows something that is located in Kalamazoo. What is it?
Okay.
And Dana White is going to pull up that picture right now, and
Oh,
there
my.
it is. There it is. Do you see anything that looks familiar, Susan?
First of all, Bannon, I love the show. I was so excited to be invited to be a part of this show. So that's the first thing that I wanted to say.
I can't tell you how much that means to me. Thank you, Susan.
Absolutely. Second of all, I've always wanted to do one of these cloudy picture ones.
Mm-hmm.
And third of all, if I can say things in threes, I do. Third of all, I think I might actually know what it is.
Really?
And I'm going to go with my gut on this one.
Okay.
I think it might be the front door of the Kalamazoo Institute of Arts.
Absolutely correct, Susan.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Institute of Arts for 100 points. Nicely done.
I took a turn just now down the happy trail. I really did. My own happy trail. Thank you. It's good for me.
No, thank you. Well, that's fantastic. And that means at the end of our first round of questions, Penny, you have 100 points. And Susan, you have 200 points. So the game is not over yet, though, because we do have our final question, contestants. And as you know, that takes the form of something we like to call Kalamazoo Portage or blank. And for this episode, the blank is French Lick, Indiana. French Lick, Indiana. So as you get ready to write down your answer to the question, contestants, here it is. Which location, Kalamazoo, Portage, or French Lick, Indiana, is the hometown of basketball legend Larry Bird? And I'll give you a moment to write down your answers, and I'll give you that question once more. Which location, Kalamazoo, Portage, or French Lick, Indiana, is the hometown of basketball legend Larry Bird? And as our contestants are writing down those answers, I'll just quickly say to stay tuned for another edition of Yes, There Really Is an Answer. And be sure to stay up to date on all things Crawl Space Theater by following Crawl Space Theater Productions on Facebook. And also be sure to sign up for our email updates. We promise not to spam you. And if this is the sort of thing that has kind of become your thing, be sure to go over to the Facebook page for Farmers Alley. They've been putting out some great online content, so be sure to check them out as well. And now we'll check back in with our contestants, and it looks like they are ready. So we are going to start with you, Penny, for 100 points. And before you show us your answer, can you go ahead and walk us through your thought process?
Yes, well, I was a child bride, as I said, and my old man husband, I believe, was in Indiana to a town just east of maybe this place.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know a lot about basketball,
Mhm.
as we were not allowed to watch sports as children.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
my answer, French lick.
And it is the correct answer.
Oh!
Congratulations, Penny, for 300 points.
The one
Nice.
thing to come out of my childhood. It's fantastic.
Nicely
It's lovely.
done. And Susan, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, absolutely. First of all, can I just comment for a second? Could you tell Bannon that I wanted to?
I could, because you were signaling.
I was, wasn't I?
And I am a conscious emotional driver.
Mm, you read Conscious Emotional Driver, didn't you?
Absolutely.
I can tell that you did. Penny, I was watching your body language and listening to your voice in that last one.
Yeah.
And I would just like to say that I think you've started to climb the mountain of bravery. And that is a very, very big step for a human. And so congratulations. I am very proud of you. I feel like the show is all about Penny and helping Penny to become who Penny can become.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Susan, I have avoided talking to people for many years, and this is my first experience video chatting with anybody in a very long time.
What a leap.
I cannot believe. Yes, how wonderful this has been. I have been missing this whole time.
Penny, I am so proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
So much pride.
Thank you.
I'm on the edge of my own swivel chair right now, thinking about you and your leaps.
People are okay. They're okay.
Yep. And Penny, let me tell you, listen to this woman. Listen to Susan. Get all of her books, because thanks to her, I now have my base camp on the top of the mountain.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
That's so wonderful, Mr. Bannon. That's fabulous.
Yep. And you can join me up there too.
Yes, I can. Mentally, not physically. No.
No.
Base camp is an epilogue. It's at the end of my last book. But if you achieve base camp, then you've achieved a lot. So nice job, Ben. I'm very proud of you for that.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure, Susan. And Susan, I'm so excited to check in with you. Before you show us your answer, can you talk us through your what I've come to see as a magnificent, brilliant thought process?
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
I am completely serious when I say I believe this particular episode is all about Penny and helping Penny to become who Penny can become.
Yep.
So I didn't think there was a chance in hell that it was French Lick, Indiana. I really didn't.
Really?
So I put it down thinking I would not get it and thinking that Penny could get a boost.
Okay.
And may be able to win. So if we could maybe change around some numbers so that Penny can win.
Oh, wow.
If that's not possible, I understand. I understand game show integrity more than you think I might.
No. You know what? And, you talked about honesty. You talked about transparency. Thanks for reading your books. I no longer have tinted windows on my emotional car.
Wow.
So I am going to do that for not only you, Susan, but for you, Penny. We're going to switch that around, and we are going to say that, Penny, you have just won with 500 points.
I am so proud of you, Penny. I want you to take us through emotionally 3 emotions you're feeling right now.
Yes.
I still have a bit of rage. I won't lie.
Yep, that's a transitional corner. That's normal.
It's an excited rage.
Good. That's great.
The third in my clown car of emotions is gratitude.
That means you came out the other side. Do you see a blinking light out of your left eye?
I do. The world is so much better than I could have imagined it.
Good. Excellent. That may be the onset of a migraine, or it actually may be new emotions flooding in that you have never felt before. And I'm extremely proud of you.
I'm going to get a fresh apple delivered. I've only had freeze-dried, and I'm going to try a fresh apple this week.
You deserve it. I am so proud of you.
Bravo, Penny. Bravo, Susan. Oh,
absolutely.
Wow. Hey, I'm looking down the mountain, and I I think I see someone starting to climb up it.
You're about to become best friends
Oh.
mid-mountain, which is a wonderful place to be.
Wow. Well, okay. You know what? Let's get to this song as quickly as possible so that Penny can continue with some needed self-work here. Susan, do you have the verse picked out that you'd like to sing from?
Of course. I'm just going to go with verse 1. I usually do things in 100 or 4, but I'm going to go with verse 1 for this one. And I dedicate this first verse to my friend Penny here.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
And Susan, Penny and I are going to support you by dancing and just having a great old time when you sing. And here, I'm going to count you down right now. 1, 2, 3. Take it away.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I got a gal in Kalamazoo. I don't want to boast, but I know she's the toast of Kalamazoo. And Penny, I'm talking to you.
Yay! Oh,
did you see what I did there at the end?
Yes.
When I switched into her name. You
You
are
went
truly a writer.
You went emotional off-roading.
You.
All right. Well, I want to thank my contestants, Penny, Susan, everyone watching this very heart-lifting episode of Yes, There Really Is an Answer, everyone a part of Crawl Space Theater. Be sure to take care of yourselves, just like Penny has been doing. And remember to help control the bat population. Have your bats spayed or neutered. Good night, everyone.
You are about to find out with some improvisation and witty banter. You'll have no doubt that, yes, there really is an answer. Kalamazoo.